All right. Well, we're back for the next schematic critiques video. Now, what I wanted to highlight this time was these weird Helmsmasher decks. Weird zero Helmsmasher decks. Okay, so I'm going to go and show you first the most popular one and kind of show you the weird two different directions it's going in at the same time, or even three different directions that are just destroying each other. You're just helm smashing your own face, essentially. So when I see this commander, what I think with is, okay, I am trying to sweep the board every turn, and I want to three-shot each of my opponents. Because on my turn, I can sweep the board with a destroy effect, and keep my commander around, and nothing else will be on the board, basically creature-wise. So let's see what he's doing. Okay, so he's trying to keep these planeswalkers around, but you'll see he has board wipes, 4 planeswalkers, so it doesn't really make sense. And he has this token theme that you'll see going on, where you're sweeping the board, but you're trying to play tokens. Like, it's a bit weird. Okay, so, and then he's running random things like Aven Mind Sensor. Why would you be running that in bracket 2? Okay, if you're running it in a high bracket where everybody's running fetch lands, tutors, all sorts of things along that side, sure, that could stop someone. But in this bracket, it doesn't really do very much at all. Then you have all this token production, just random creatures that are good if you have tokens. Magister of Worth, I don't really like it because you're giving your opponent the choice. So then you have things that are bad with tokens. Killing Wave? First of all, that doesn't actually make sure that you can remove everything of your opponents. And if you're running tokens, Killing Wave is actively bad. It actually harms you. You have Vindicate. There's better options there. The problem with Vindicate is a sorcery. You have Ancient Craving. It's just very underpowered. Cut makes no sense in the deck. Crux of Fate, you're not running dragons. Okay, so then an opponent's running a dragon deck. Or something like that. Or someone has 1 or 2 dragons. You just cast a spell that did nothing for you. Then you're running these kind of over mana costed removal spells. Deadly Tempest, Phyrexian Rebirth. Not really that good. Then you're running things that don't really make sense for you. Merciless Eviction? The problem with it is Exile. Terminus. You're just shooting yourself in your own foot. And then you have this play of the game, another exile effect, another deploy to the front, another mass creature removal when you're trying to do tokens. Now there's something else here too. That was, I'll show you, it's down here. It is wild how they're running that in the deck. So Eerie Interlude. Okay, your creatures outside of your commander are tokens. When they exile, they are gone. Why are you running Area Interlude? That's crazy. Okay, more token production against your own board wipes. Leave? It doesn't make sense because the permanents that you're creating are tokens. Word of Seizing. Okay, it's a random, alright card, but makes 0 sense of the deck. Lightning Greaves, it's okay, but if it's going to die, it's a bad situation. Mimic Vat, it's okay, again, but you're running all these mass board wipes, so it's going to die. It's not going to really do anything for you anymore. Okay, Phyrexian Arena. This, I don't get why this card is expensive or still played. It is so slow. The best thing that it's going to do for you, if you get it on turn 3, which is the best possible thing, it's going to maybe draw you an extra 4 cards during the game. And then you have random things that don't even make sense. You had the Planeswalker up there that was returning things from your graveyard back to your hand, and you're running Rest in Peace? This was the most popular bracket 2 on Moxfield, and all it does is it just Helmsmashes itself in the face. It's a great way to lose and be super frustrated playing your whole deck the entire time. Okay, so let's see what it looks like when Helmsmashers run kind of in a sane manner. Let me show you my deck. So we have my deck here. Now, what am I doing? I want these creatures to die. They draw me cards. So what we're doing here is we're doing board wipes. We're restocking our hand to get more board wipes. And we're clearing the way for board wipes. And then we're doing life gain to compensate on the life loss from us being targeted down by our opponents, because obviously what we're doing is kind of not fun for our opponents. So let me just show you all the elements of that. So we've got the card draw here, some board wipes. You can see the pure, the volatile, board wipe, and loads of life gain. Then this is what I was talking about with the clearing the way for a board wipe. So if you're trying to cast a board wipe and you have someone that is running blue or someone that has interaction, you need to get that interaction out of their hand. Otherwise, you're just going to time walk yourself when you're trying to cast the board wipe. So that's why I have all these targeted small discard effects. Mind Twist, which will wipe out someone that is playing a high interaction deck at the table. More targeted discard effects. Then more card draw, more targeted discard effects, and more board wipes. You see how my board wipes, they're at a much lower curve. We've got a 4-drop, 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 4-drop. We don't have all these 6s. We have this thing that can be a 3-drop. We have this, which is the gain life. That's why we're running it at 5. We have this, which can be a instant, but it's a 5. I mean, this is a budget deck anyways. My deck's about $100. The other one that we just saw was about $250. This was an interesting card because it just one-shots an opponent. More mass card draw. You can see my card draw is very effective because of how many it draws. It's not something where it's a kind of a replacement effect. And you can see that when we get into the higher stuff, it's very specific what it's doing. We have things that are destroying everything opponents control, things that answer indestructibility. Decree of Pain is a mass card draw and board wipe at the same time. Then we have these things where we can cast them and the commander in the same turn. So let's say turn 6, or when we get up to 6 mana, Blasphemous Act, commander, boom, immediate swing in for 7. Vanquish the Horde, we're at 7 mana, commander, vanquish the Horde, boom, immediate swing in for 7. Now, when I go down to here, everything that I'm running which is specific single target removal is exile. Because, let's say the opponent has an indestructible threat. I want to be able to answer that. Then we have a counterspell, which is Reprieve. I think it's a wonderful card. We've got more mass card draw, more mass gain life. The Bolt Bend is a wonderful protection card. And we've got another huge card draw. Now, when we get down into my artifacts that I'm running for ramp, other than Soul Ring, which is a given in any commander deck, you can see everything is meant to be put into the graveyard. These things go into the graveyard for value. The only artifact that we're seeing that's not a board wipe, not another board wipe in itself, that sticks around is indestructible. So everything else is getting us small amounts of value to get us to our next board wipe when we already have the mana production. The only other card that isn't doing that is Two-Handed Axe, but I think it's okay because I like the double strike angle of it as a adventure, and I like the other side of it. Now, Flame Blitz, this is an amazing card that no one is playing. Look at this. It is basically, if you're not running against a Super Friends, okay, it cycles. If there's a Super Friends player at the table, they get wrecked by a 1-mana enchantment. This is another thing of the board wipes that I was talking about. You lay down a Planar Collapse. Next turn, you can go and play your commander. You know that the board is going to be completely clear because it's going to be wiped up on your upkeep. And then we're just playing a good land production. We've got another double striker on the land and some more gain life on the land. Good. So I hope that this helped you get a sane idea of how this should be run versus what you're seeing on the top most popular. Hope this helped you out. All right, you guys have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.